Hey guys, welcome back again. This time round is about the cabinet secretaries and the pressure from Gen Z. So Generation Z had created some kind of revolution to an extent where the president committed to fulfill the demands which Gen Z wanted, and one of them being the change in government leadership, which the president agreed. Apart from the act of rejecting the initial finance bill, the president also confirmed that he was going to change the leadership and fulfill the other demands of Gen Z. One of them was the fact that the president dismissed more than 3/4 of the cabinet. And the other day, after consulting with other leaders, he came and said, I have the first batch of 11 nominees. And to our surprise, among the 11 nominees was 6 cabinet secretaries nominees who are basically his friends. They are politicians. So the spirit of Gen Z was that we get a new leadership which is able to run the government in a prudent way with expertise. So Gen Z had the expectation of getting very qualified and professionals in the positions of cabinet secretaries. But then what we get are the same politicians. So we hoped that the other balance of the nominees who are bending would be better than this. But we were wrong. Today again, the president has released another list, has named new nominees again, and it's still a problem. Politicians. So it dissolves the whole meaning of the revolt by Gen Z, because Gen Z wanted change. What we are seeing here is not change, it's sharing of positions between the leaders now, the opposition and the ruling party. So it's just sharing of cabinet secretaries. It's not about professionals and better leadership the way Generation Z wanted. And if leadership is not careful, they might things like this might even make the country even more ungovernable, because Gen Z is not your normal cup of tea. Their revolution is different. It has never happened before. They have no leader, but they can move. They can move, and they can make things work. Now we have seen names like Hassan Joe, Wycliffe. Basically, it's politicians from the other party which has joined government. So it's not about getting the right professionals to now steer or govern the country in a better way, as the way Generation Z wanted, or majority of the Kenyans wanted, because now everybody is supporting, majority are supporting Gen Z, because whatever they say affects everybody. So now we are seeing politicians now are back. They're now back. now there was no need for the president to dissolve the cabinet, because it's the same thing. You are removing other politicians and you bring in other politicians. No professionalism at all. It's just an issue of let's share these positions. So if the president thinks that by bringing in the opposition, now Gen Z will be now managed, then the president is wrong, because Gen Z were not from the opposition, and that's why when the fracas started, when the Gen Z became angry and decided to march in the streets, it affected everywhere. It was felt everywhere, not only Nairobi, or it was everywhere. So we are still we still have a long way to go if this is the kind of the response to the demands of Gen Z. Let's listen to what the president is saying a little bit.
In my last address to the nation, I undertook to consult a broad spectrum of stakeholders from all sectors, levels, and regions in order to constitute a broad-based government. In line with this undertaking, I will be forwarding additional names to Parliament for vetting prior to appointment, based on the understanding of the Cabinet's essential role in driving the transformational agenda that makes Kenya a better, more just, and more prosperous nation for all of us. Once constituted, the new cabinet will steward our transformation agenda that is already in place in providing effective and efficient public services, expanding opportunities for employment and wealth creation, and creating a tide that lifts every boat. Our collective ambition is to turbocharge the performance of our economy to achieve our universal health coverage, which ensures that no one is left behind or impoverished on account of healthcare costs. Also offer an equitably funded education system which looks out for learners from vulnerable backgrounds and ensure that Kenyans from all walks of life live in safe and dignified housing through our affordable housing program. Additionally, our transformation agenda commits to provide reliable clean water, last mile connectivity of electricity, and to secure more business opportunities for enterprises and employment opportunities for our young people, both here at home and abroad. Our explicit aim is to transform Kenya into a middle-income society, and it is essential for us to urgently mobilize adequate resources to fund these necessary programs and projects. Consequently, after extensive consultations, I have nominated the following persons for consideration and approval by the National Assembly for appointment as Cabinet Secretaries. I commend the leadership of diverse organizations, both in public and private sectors, including political parties, for their encouraging response to my outreach to consult on forming a broad-based government. Their willingness to set aside partisan positions and interests in order to join a visionary partnership for the radical transformation of Kenya is a historic gesture of their patriotism.
Now the president says it's historic. It's not historic because Raila and the ODM party supported Uhuru too. There was a handshake with former President Uhuru, and they collaborated, they worked together. As much as the people from the opposition were not hired directly into the government, but they were supporting the government of the day. So it's not something new. It's not something new. During the time of Kibaki, they were two sides working together. During the time of former President Moi, Raila also was there, and he agreed to work with Moi in the same government. So Raila has always been someone who's very easy or quick to switch from opposition and support the government. So Raila has been supporting governments in previous regimes. He supported Kibaki, he supported President Moi, he supported President Uhuru Kenyatta. Now he is supporting President Ruto, and is now right inside the government. So it's not a new thing, as much as the president is calling it historic, but it's not a new thing. As for Raila, that's what he has been doing all along.
I know and I understand acutely the huge expectation of the people of Kenya on me and this administration. And I equally understand that responsibility can be made easier if we work together as a nation. And as I said, the opportunity we have to work together across political lines, across different divisions, is much more greater than the challenge and the crisis we have in our hands. I take this opportunity to express my appreciation for their commitment and reiterate my pledge to engage alongside them in a national conversation that is inclusive, citizen-centered, and aimed at consolidating and accelerating the actualization of inclusive growth and national transformation. As I take this step, and as I expand and broaden this administration, I am acutely aware that the responsibility of managing the affairs of the country vested in the cabinet, in the expanded cabinet, will require of us to work together and to focus on that which brings honor to our country. I will shortly give you the list of my nominees. As you're all aware, the list I sent to the National Assembly I have since amended so that Roslinda Soipantuya now goes to the Ministry of Defense. The Honorable Aden Baredwale moves to Environment, Climate Change and Forestry. I have now forwarded the name of John Mbadi Ngongo to the Ministry of National Treasury and Economic Planning.
That's a politician. John Mbadi is a politician. So Gen Z wanted professionals. There you go, you have a politician.
Salim Mvuria Mgala, Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry.
That's a politician. You wanted a professional, you got a politician there.
Ms. Rebecca Miano, Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife. The Honorable James Opio Wandai, Ministry of Energy and Petroleum.
Politician, right there. You wanted a professional, an expert, as a cabinet secretary. There you go, you have a politician.
The Honorable Onesimus Kipchumba Murkomen, Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports.
There you go. That's a politician, and it's a reappointment. So JNC, that's what you wanted? I don't think so.
The Honorable Hassan Ali Joho, Ministry of Mining, Blue Economy and Maritime Affairs. The Honorable Dr. Alfred Nganga Mutua, Ministry of Labor and Social Protection.
Politicians there. Hassan Joe, former governor. There is also Mutua, governor. Politicians there.
The Honorable Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya, Ministry of Cooperatives and Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Development.
Politician, there you go. You wanted, JNC wanted professionals and expertise. You are given politicians. Deputy party leader of ODM.
The Honorable Justin Bidan Njoka Muturi, Ministry of Public Service and Human Capital Development. Madam Stella Soy Langat, Ministry of Gender, Culture, Arts and Heritage. I am still working on the other pending nominees.
There it is, guys. From the list which we have gotten so far, even the other list will not make any whatever is remaining, whatever nominees are remaining will not make any difference now, because the nominees we already have are the same old story. They're just politicians, and this was purely about sharing positions between the now position which is supporting the government and the current government. So that's it, guys. The struggle continues, and Kenya as a country and the economy, it still has a long way to go. Bye bye.